back on Thursday morning. Everything is recorded, so you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to be frustrated. If something is just not clicking, walk away. You can come back. This is not easy material, and these are not easy projects that we're doing. So give yourself some grace and extend mercy to your own well-being. Tech in Schools is taking on board. I see the chat here. I'll make sure that you're getting notified. So check out and I'm glad to see your face, Nikolai. I see that Paradox is also ducked in and ducked out. So we'll see how long some of these folks stay. But like I said, we're having a class here. This is a digital makerspace. It's unfamiliar to many of you, actually. My kids learned this way. We hacked our own education. Our kids were hack schoolers. They never stepped foot in a brick and mortar school. They learned entirely online. And I will tell you, hacking your own education or hack schooling, it did them okay. They're 24, 22, and 20, knocking the ball out of the park. Two of them have already graduated from college. One just bought a house. So it does. You will turn out well, right? If you want to have something to kind of hold on to and say, I don't know if I can do this. Yes, you can. Hacking your own education is the one thing that you alone are uniquely qualified to do. So I believe in you. Tech in Schools, where are you? You're supposed to come up here. Hey, Sharon, happy Wednesday to you. Magna, I see you too. It is about 6:09. We're going to give it a couple more minutes. Make sure that you are toggling between screens. If it's something that bugs you, where you have a delay, because some people really, it drives them nuts, come up into the speaker role, and we'll make sure that there's not a delay between what you're seeing on the screen and what you're hearing. Most of you are listening in on a phone or earbuds or something of the sort, and then you have your computer screen. So you are toggling many devices. We get it. We understand it. All of us are finding our own flow. Just it is one of the things. I will tell you, Twitter has already changed some of the things. If you see the beta testing, picture in picture is going to be real soon for Spaces. So you're going to be able to have that screen in the lower bottom. Now, and I do understand many of you are struggling seeing the screen. So as picture in picture on a phone probably will hurt your soul. I get it. I understand that. Um, but you want to make sure that, you know, trying to blow up the screen if you can, that will help. I know that Tech in Schools is also making a concerted effort to keep that in mind, because it is very difficult and it's very frustrating. So if they can expand the screen in that moment, I already know they will. They will do their best to accommodate that, because there are a lot of us with older eyes and readers that don't do so great. I get it. I understand it. And use them and abuse the purple bubble. So if you're getting lost, can't see, you can yell at us there too. That's awesome. All right. I see that Chalk's here. Mr. E, I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Welcome to our class tonight. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. All right. I think we're good. I think I don't have any more requests. I might be off a little bit, Cash Money, just so you know. I'm showing speakers where they're not speakers, so it may or may not
You're all good, Sarah.
pan out. Yep,
And,
there you go.
and real quick, I wanted everybody to go check out Cyril's link or test link in the Slack. All students go do that, because Cyril's website is super cool. I know a few of you already got to see that, but if you did not yet, definitely just go just click on the link. You don't even have to like sign in yet. I mean, you'll just be amazed by the home screen. That's how cool it is right now. But sorry for stepping on
Cyril's
any
so
toes,
good.
Sarah. But definitely go
He's
check
so
that out.
good. I will tell you, Cash Money, we have the coolest people in our Pocket family. Like insanely gifted, awesome, creative, innovative people. And they're so great. Cyril is one of those folks. For most of you, he very rarely says anything. He just shows up, and then he delights us with wonderful things. And it's great. He's just so much fun to have in your pocket, family. I really sincerely hope that you take the time to get to know the people that are to your left and your right, because they are some of the greatest minds, and you never even know them. It's so fun, and it's so humbling that we are sharing one humanity, and that this platform is bringing us all together, and you get to cross pollinate with some of the most incredible folks that in the real world you would never have a snowball's chance of meeting. And I think that's something that's really spectacular. I hope that you take advantage of it, because I know that I'm a better human because of all the wonderful people that I've gotten to know, over 18 years on this platform, but definitely in the past 3 years. Um, I see that Whitney's here too. All right, I think we're about ready to test Tech in Schools. Mike, are you guys are you guys doing it? Are you ready?
Yep, we're ready. We're just getting set up on the back end, and we need like 2 more minutes. So if you guys could get yourself situated, log into all the stuff, log into Mongo, and I want you to share your link if you did your homework. So if you actually did your homework in Slack, please share your link so we can see, or put it in the comments here below.
And if you're willing to talk about your project, that would be helpful too. Um, there are many people that are going through the motions. I would happen to be one of them. Um, I'm working on a lunar mission, folks, so I'm behind the 8 ball. So, but I really do wanna hear from your point of view. One, you know, about your project, about the experience, maybe some of the things that you got held up on too. You know, sharing some of your setbacks, um, it makes it more fun to celebrate the wins afterwards. If you say, "Hey, I really fracked this up, but guess what? It turned out." Those are always fun too. So we're inviting you to come on up. Definitely post. You're helping your fellow students too, because there are a lot of folks that can't come on Wednesday nights. Um, it's just an inopportune moment. So they'll come on Thursday, or they'll listen to the recording and sneak into the Slack channel. And having your audio, having your words, your journey, your experience, your story, having that human proof of human piece to it is very special. So I see you, Whitney. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm still delighted about the fact that they did not know that you were Purple Lips, and that makes me happy. So, at any rate, make sure that you have everything logged into, because that's important. And we'll be right shortly. I do think, and I have to ask Ross, I know I don't want to bug him while he's trying to get things up and running. Yes. So you will have up in the nest the live stream. Every once in a while when you're skipping, because I get this all the time, in the DMs. When you're skipping from screen to screen, it'll lock it up and freeze it. Um, I do that all the time. Make sure you're always refreshing it if you can. The other superpower that I have is, I will try to move my mouse on Ross's screen, because you have so many screens open that you are trying to navigate the live stream as opposed to your actual project. Just know that it has been done before. You're not the only one. And that too shall pass. You'll figure it out pretty quickly. All right. Cash Money Kev, did you have anything else to remind folks about Innovators Think Tank and the new website before Ross gets going?
Um, Not really, but I did want to actually make a point that when you guys do go look at serials, and if it is your first season, don't be overwhelmed, because this is just like the amount of knowledge adding up and serial's personal knowledge adding up all together. And I mean, he's a little bit ahead, it looks like, but I mean, it's just proof of concept of how cool these classes are. Serial's just flying through it. I mean, it looks so cool. Um, I mean, the logo is just insane, and I'm guessing that was made with uh, the AI tutor console. And I mean, it's mesmerizing to watch it. It's like a cyberpunk type of Serial Flicks logo, and it is just flabbergasting, to say the least. But yeah, but for the new students, my point is, Don't be like, oh my god, mine doesn't look like that. If you did your homework, be sure to post your link. But this is just like what we're gonna be working towards, which is super cool to see right now.
Yeah, Cash Money, you bring up a great point. We are all at different points in the timeline of history, right? And comparison is the thief of joy. It really is because, you know, there are certain things that you will have and you will see. Um, just really enjoy the moment and your personal win because we're all on different ladders. This isn't a competition in a traditional legacy sense where the corporate ladder, you have one corporate ladder and you have to stomp on the hands of everybody else as you ride up. That's not it. You each have our own ladder. It's like a giant cosmic playground equipment jungle gym where we all are at different points and we're all playing together. And extending yourself grace on that too, because it's sometimes very tough to look at it and go, I can't even log in and here's Cyril, knocking the ball out of the park. Just know one of the coolest things about that whole entire thing is that he's your classmate and you can reach out to him at any time and he will help you along the journey because really we say it 1,000 times, to teach is to learn twice. And giving us opportunities to cross pollinate and help one another as we build each other up, we're building our own humanity in the process. And, there are a lot of people here that don't have English as their first language. And guess what? The cross pollination, we're sharing one skill set. We kind of are sharing the same tools, right? And it gives us an opportunity to learn how to communicate with one another, human to human. And that is something that is very, very cool. All right. I think that Ross is almost ready to go. And Paradox, I see that you have requested. Please don't think poorly of me, but we're saving these spots for the people that have been here for the entire duration of season 6, which is the third week. There's wonderful opportunities to get to sit and chit chat with one another, especially on Saturdays when we have the Innovators Think Tank. So please don't think poorly of me for not bringing you up, honey. But we're trying to make sure to teach class. That's why we're here. You know, we can have recess later and talk about it with one another after the fact. But Ross, we ready to go, hon?
Yeah. So are you guys all able to get into your own project and that's all good?
I'm thinking that they hit the ground running. We kind of gave them forewarning. I started
Well,
this morning telling people to do so. But yeah.
we definitely gotta make sure so I don't like confuse people. So like can you do like an emoji thing where you look at the emojis and count them at a superhuman fast speed?
I'm seeing none of them. How fast is that? No, I'm just
See,
kidding.
that's not good.
No, that's not. Well, part of it is that most of these folks are on their laptops. So
Well,
sending
the
up
thing
signals
is, well,
like,
then everybody needs to take a second and like chill and like honestly let us know because then you're just gonna be lost because this is
all
gonna
right,
move
so
at
I
a
can tell
different
you,
pace.
Masha and Julie Todd have knocked the ball out of the park. They are automatic thumbs up. I think Rutro is also. The girls are, you know, they're definitely all straight and normal. They've got it all their stuff together. We've got questions from Magna and AI John. So Magna, how about you go first, and then we'll go to AI John.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Ross, I just wanted to let you know I did get a good build out of I got a good DB push off of that. I recreated the new, and I was fixing to send you a text to tell you that. But I recreated it and it finally went through. But I can't seem to get it to still accept user ID or do a like create a user on the Netflix page itself.
Well, are you local or are you live?
I was on test.
Yeah, so you want to just like put it on Vercel
Okay,
and then chill.
all right, I'll do that.
Because I had that problem too, and then I put it online and it was fine.
Okay, thanks.
And
Yes.
it should work.
Very good, very good. I see that AI John has his hand up.
So
What you got, friend?
basically, the gauge that you want, Sarah, right now is like if people are DMing you or everyone's curious what I'm talking about, it's like your app should have movies on it. If you don't have movies, that's bad because then you can't manipulate the data. So you need to have movies on there. And if you don't know how to do movies, we're going to quickly go over it, and then we're going to start building something in Python that's going to help us with images potentially. Because we're going to need, for those of you who have like 4K movies, I'm going to show you how to like host those and how to do that. So we have a lot to go through today. So
Alrighty.
if you still need help at this point, you got to come up because we're going to be moving on.
All right. We're going to go to AI Jack and then, or Jack, AI Jack, AI John. And then we're going to go to Sharon. I see that Crazy Jack has arrived, and Crazy Jack is one of my great friends. So he knows that we're in class. So I'm not bringing you up Crazy Jack. Just know that. Go ahead, John.
Hey, thank you for everything, and Ross and Sharon and everyone. So I'm logged in and it's running, no problem. But I can't access the data on Mongo. For whatever reason, it's not picking it up, and so I'm concerned.
What do you mean can't access the data?
So when I go connect, it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. I can't browse collections. There's nothing happening. I put in an IPS. It has an IPS address. It says
I don't know
explore.
what any of that is, so you should probably come into the live stream. That sounds
Okay.
extra complicated.
Okay.
So come to the
Now
live stream and show me exactly what you're talking about.
got it. Do
I'm
that.
posting the link, by the way, right now, nice and early. So if you're one of those people that need help, join us live.
All right. I apologize for the Mac. Whatever. Okay. I will do that now.
Yeah, join us live. Feel free to jump in here, share your screen. It'll be fun.
Macs do as Macs do. They do not play nice in the playground, but once you figure them out, you have to spread the love and make sure other people can too. I see that Sharon's here. For folks that don't know Sharon, I'm going to take a minor moment to plug Sharon's stuff because she'll never do it herself. She's the editor of What the LLM, and it's a resource that I have in my own classroom and my own makerspace. She's just a joy to be around, and you do want her in your pocket, family. She and Alisher are knocking the ball out of the park on Fridays. So if you want to be around your classmates, a lot of them are over there on Friday, testing their skills and learning some new ones, kind of jumping off what they're learning here. Sharon, go ahead, my love. How are you? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to everybody. Thanks so much, Sarah. Ross, is one video enough, or do we need to have more than one?
Like 7 to 10.
Oh my gosh.
Cash Money Kev said 5.
Okay, 5.
Okay. He just wants to give me extra work. Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
There it is. And you have time. You can, I will tell you some of the greatest things. You can kind of scoot down into that little compiler list of awesome. Magda, your hand's up, my hun. Did you have a question? Okay.
No,
Maybe
it
I
was
was
from
just
earlier.
got it. It's okay. I'm smacking you a high five, Deadpool style. That's awesome. Chuck, also, I saw your DM down below. It is in the Slack. I can't share a link with you for Cyril's. You want to sneak into the Slack channel and look there. We don't put any of the Slack secret links on the timeline just because, we just don't do that. All right, folks. I think we have everybody caught up. For our newcomers, there are quite a few of you. Thank you for being here, and your presence is honored. We're not going to bring up anybody that's not in class in the speakers panel. That's not to slam you or ignore you or not, say hi. It's just that we respect folks' time, and this is an actual class. I know it sounds weird because Twitter is Twitter, or X is X, and spaces are as spaces are. And it is and feels kind of conversational, but this is an actual class. This is week 3 of season 6, almost a full year of classes where we've taken our ideas to impact and leaned heavily into AI cohorts, courtesy of the Tech in Schools ecosystem of tools. So, Lloyd, I'm giving you a giant tackle hug, saying thank you for being here. And I hope that you come to Innovators Think Tank on Saturday, because I'd love to hear your voice. But we're going to continue on. Brad, did you have one last question before Ross hits the ground running?
Yes, hopefully it's in line with where Ross is going. Unfortunately, I just saw here that I was, that a link was provided for getting access to cPanel on Monday, I guess, and I did not get notification. So I went back and I saw
We're gonna literally get to that next, so no worries. You're good.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Great. That's because I've got 3 videos, but
Yeah. Don't
I'd
worry.
rather
We're gonna
do
get to that in a minute.
cPanel. Excellent. Thank you. That's it.
Hey, just one real quick. When you guys get your cPanels, I want you to write this on the sticky note. So if you're keeping track of, your notes from class, this is one of those things. Your cPanel is just for the season. And I'm answering this question ahead of time because I already know we're going to get it. If you want to keep those cPanels, because DigitalOcean gives us all sorts of really cool stuff, right? You're going to have to make sure that you're in Mighty Networks. We always talk about Tech in Schools as being 2 things, My AI Tutor and Pixio. But we realized in doing all of these seasons that there was kind of a third basket of weirdness off to the side, because we're all kind of formal students or former students, but we have these really cool digital tools that we still need to kind of have help with, or more intensive conversations about what we are building. So if you're using your cPanels for multiple websites or multiple things that we're building out, you're going to want to make sure that you're in Mighty Networks, because here Wednesday nights is just kind of I don't want to say broad stroke, but for many, all intents and purposes, it kind of is, because we're speeding through something. But to have that one-on-one in kind of an intensive ecosystem where you can really dig deep, get help, have it all done, and working, or if you have problems with your cPanel, you want to make sure that you're in the Mighty Networks, and we'll find the link and we'll put it up top. But for many of you that have questions over the course of the week, for instance, and you're not getting an answer in Slack, or maybe you're like Cyril, who runs ahead and he's just building his whole entire ecosystem, and you still want to have access to Nick, Alisher, and Ross to kind of give you the bumpers when you're playing, pool, or not pool, but bowling or whatever. You want to have those folks to help you and guide you in a more mentorship kind of role. I just wanted to make sure to put that out there, because I've been negligent in not asking or telling folks about that, and they ask later and they're like, why didn't you tell us sooner? And I was like, I'm so sorry. But for previous seasons, that's where their cPanels live. So you have a lot of students that are in class today that already have cPanels, and they've had them for a year, and it's because they're kept alive and they get to keep them in Mighty Networks, if that answers your question. Ross, it is time.
So anyone here today who does not have a cPanel, I believe Alisher was reaching out to you guys. If you still need one, you can shoot him a DM and he'll be happy to help you. Now remember, the cPanel is temporary and not permanent, and there's limits and caps. So if you want to raise those limits and you currently have the cPanel and you're currently upgraded, we could help raise limits for you. You just got to let us know. Just shoot me or Alisher a DM if you already have one and it's already upgraded. Come the end of the season, your video content or anything will be deleted. So make sure that you understand that. And if you would like to upgrade, you have between now and the end of the season to do so. All clear? If that makes sense, then we're good. Okay, so if you still need a cPanel right now, while we're doing what we're doing, you can just reach out to Alisher and he'll help you. He'll send you a link. I am going to show you on screen right now what you should be doing once you get the link.
Magna, did you have a quick question, hon?
And the link, by the way, will be either via DM, not posted, or in Slack only via DM.
Yeah, I would just
It's
want
already in Slack, by the way. Sorry. The 19th.
Did you get?
I just wanted Ross to know that I tried the Vercel link right directly in my local browser, but it did not take it. Did it
It's
still
hard
won't?
to tell unless you like come and you join the stream and
Sure,
we can
I'll
see.
do that.
Brad, did you want to say your question one more time? I think you guys got the streams crossed Ghostbuster style there, friend.
Yeah, it was my fault. I'm speaking without raising my hand. I'm just not used to doing that. The link for the cPanel is in Slack on the 19th. If you go back to the 19th, you'll see where Alistair put it in there. You just click it and sign up.
This is true.
Thank you, Brad. That's really cool of you. One of the things that I do, I don't know if other people do this. I actually have a regular journal because it's easier for me. And sometimes I'll take screenshots of the actual screen and then print it out because it's easier for me to go back and look at it or even teach other people later. But, you know, bookmarking here in Spaces, if something that you hear us talk and you hear a snippet of, oh, I got to remember that, you can snip the audio. And that is something that is very useful. If you're an audio type person, right? Or just bookmarking the timestamp. So at 6:30, Brad mentions, hey, on the 19th, we had the cPanel. That's really important information. So it either lives on a sticky note on your laptop or, somewhere where you can keep track of those things because your future self is going to thank you for being a diligent person today. I'll just tell you that way. All right, Ross.
So once you go to the website, if you look at the stream, it basically looks like this, and you could sign in. So you can sign in as sign up, and then you could sign in, like go to the store, and I'll show you what that looks like. Second, I gotta pretend to be someone. Who should I be? Maybe there's a Ross in here. That would be smart. There is. This is what it looks like for you guys. So you place a new order, you choose TSI ITT. You're gonna get this. You choose buy now. You're gonna put in your domain. It should be anything. Well, not anything, but you write anything. Don't write the word anything. .tsiprogram.org. And you are not able to move your domain onto the cPanel unless you upgrade it. So once upgraded, you can port your domain and host from there. But for now, you're gonna make a domain like anything.tsiprogram.org. If you mess this up, we'll fix it. Then you're gonna check out, and that's it. So, and everyone who did it is pending, is now approved. Anyone who will be pending will be approved. So that is the first step of getting access to cPanel. Let me know if anyone has any issues with that.
so that we can hear your voice too. This is a live class, digital classroom. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware and that you didn't think that we were ignoring you, love. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Magna, is your computer on screen yet, hon?
That's what I was asking Ross, but you came on and started talking. I
Well,
did
it
not share my
was.
screen.
It was, and then it got removed. You must have removed it.
Yeah, I did. And now
over Netflix and the whole entire website first of all, and fix that. I mean, it literally says, "Is this your first time using Netflix?" I mean, we are just in a lawsuit waiting to happen. Now, Magna, try logging into AI Tutor because we're gonna need that, and we're gonna inspect the project a little bit so we understand like what's what, where's what. So if you guys open up your VS Code, this is what you have. Um, and there's a few things going on that's like not good. So I'm gonna open my version of this, the real local version, because I have like a fake local version. Let me see what I'm using in my deployment. Main. So let me download those. Because I want to make real changes, right? I don't want to make like fake changes. So I'm just gonna take this EMV that I got, and we're just gonna put it in this new project. I'm gonna close down this project. And all I did was open it from GitHub, guys, because I want to make changes that like stay. Okay. So this version is for real. And so I can make changes and it's going to go straight to GitHub, which is what I want. So make sure you guys have your project set up like this. So how to do this is go to your GitHub and just hit open with GitHub Desktop. This is going to ensure that you're editing the one that's connected. So you don't have to keep pasting code because it's super annoying. So everyone go to your GitHub, wherever it is, code, open. When you do that, bring in your env from your old file. And it's really easy. And then once you do that, you'll be able to npm install and npm run dev. And then you will actually have a version of it that we can just live edit, which is great because when we live edit, we can send it straight to Vercel and Vercel is just going to get it. So here's my live version. Here it is. Okay, so it says Netflix, but we need to change all of this. And that's going to be, the initial challenge for some of you. So if I search the word Netflix, there's like a lot. So we have to change this word right away. This says sign out of Netflix. It's right here. When you're like signed in. And I don't think I could sign in, but I'm going to try because I had a problem local. Not sure why, to be honest. But it is. It happened. But my database is correct. Everything's correct. So why would it? Oh, it's not. Now it's good. See? Because I got it from GitHub. Now it's working properly. So yeah, it says sign out of Netflix. This is terrifying. You see? So let me log back in. So we're gonna initially get rid of that. So it says sign out of Netflix. We're gonna call it TSI Flix. Now, by doing this, it's a real-time change. Do you guys see it? How it changed in real life right now, right away? So this is in account menu.tsx. I literally just searched the word Netflix, right? I don't want anything that says the word Netflix. So it says like first time using Netflix. I want to say TSI Flix. You guys should do the same to not be perpetuating like a lawsuit. So right now, I do not have an account. So let's see what that looks like.
So what about the logo?
We're gonna do that in a minute.
Okay.
And we're gonna do navigation and a whole bunch of other stuff. But we gotta start small, and we gotta start with like the most important things, right? And signing out of Netflix is probably not what we want on our platform. Now with the nav bar, it's interesting. So they don't all work, right? So like some of them do, and a lot of them don't. Like all this doesn't work. This is like dead links just to showcase what you could do. So with the logo, okay, it says it wants to go somewhere. So it wants to go to images and then logo. So anytime you see that, it's referencing public. So in public, there's images and then there's most likely Netflix, which obviously is right here. So we need to have our logo either somewhere else, right? Or already existing on a website, if that makes sense. So for our case, we can just put it here. We just need a file that's called logo and it will work. Ideally, you want your files to be pretty much the same. So if it's gonna be TSI Flicks, I can go to like Pixio, generate a logo, but I want it kind of long ways where it says a word. I don't want it to be like a box. And it won't look as good. So you can go get your logo and put it right here. So you guys should do that too. It's a good idea. I'm gonna do it. I gotta find the logo.
Oh, so what dimensions?
So you could
Does
just
it
steal
say in
it.
the code?
You could just steal it from what's here, right? So you could just go to this logo, open it in Canva, and you can see, or just right click it and open it, and you'll see dimensions. You can literally copy the same dimensions, which gives you the best chance at looking the best.
Ross, a question. It's Brad.
What's up?
So just step back a second. You know, you were talking, and I sat on my hands, but you were talking about editing in GitHub, and now I'm watching your editing in VS Code. Where do you suggest it's? I mean, should we do it in both and all?
So if you do it
Or-
in GitHub, right? It's like if you make a mistake, it's really hard to see. But like if I put like a weird thing here, it won't let me do it. It'll say it's a problem. So I recommend going to GitHub, right? And on your GitHub, let me go to it. Hold on. Yeah, on GitHub, there's a button that says code. Choose open with GitHub Desktop, right? And then open that file, copy your env and put it in, and npm install and npm run dev and start editing live. Then here's the cool part. When you do this, now your changes are asynchronous and they go together. So like I can easily take this. This is like it's on a files because I didn't put an ignore, but this was edited auth.tsx, right? So I could push this to GitHub. And if I do, then it goes live. I prefer this way, but at the end of the day, it matters what you want. Doesn't really matter how you do it, it's how you get there, but this is easier. I just gotta get rid of node modules because it's like insane. So you can do a git ignore to node modules, basically, which is what I'm gonna do. But this allows you to push to GitHub. So you can make a change, push to GitHub, and then so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it makes sense. It's at a high speed and a lot of steps, but
Well, where are you now?
conceptually, yes.
Where are you right now? It's not a lot of steps. I mean, it's a few steps, but definitely not a lot.
Right. No, I'm trying to listen and not jump back and
Well,
forth. But I
do
just went over.
the doing part right now, right? So, like, where are you on GitHub?
Yeah, I just went to GitHub. I clicked code and I clicked open
Okay,
desktop.
so
And
now
it's
you
trying to-
now you have right. You have an env somewhere else. That's the problem. You need to literally copy the env and either paste it in or make an env file like before and paste in the stuff. That's what's important right now to make this new one work. And then from there, you will be able to start changing things like auth and account menu, like I am. So if you did what you said, you should have VS Code open basically. And if not, then you have GitHub Desktop, which looks similar. except it'll have a button that says open with VS Code. And you have to click that.
Right. That's what I prefer because that's what I was working with before.
Right.
So,
That's what you have to do, basically.
okay, let me go back and look.
Like for me, I want to bring an image in, right? But it's a PNG and it's not called logo. So I'm just going to literally delete this stupid one that says logo. Just actually delete it. And then I literally paste it in because you can paste files into VS Code. I just paste it in a new one. And if I go to it right now, live, I bet it's going to be changed. As soon as I refresh. Yeah, see, look. You see my new logo? It's like a square thing with the TSI Attitude colors. This is how you change the logo pretty quickly. Super easy, super low key. Just put it in public images because public means it goes to the world. So you wouldn't put like your social security number in public, but you definitely would put anything that should go to the public, basically.
Would you mind jumping back to your GitHub page and show the code where you said it's linking to your VS code? Is that how yours is?
So you got to open GitHub Desktop. Did you do it? Oh, you want to know how I know?
Well, yeah, because before you showed, and I see it in code local, open with GitHub Desktop, but I use VS Code. So you then said something about open with VS
You got to
Code.
first
I
open
don't
with
see that.
GitHub Desktop. Once it's open, you'll see open with VS Code. That's step 2. So first, just open with desktop. And then after that's done.
Yeah, when I click that, it's the first thing that comes up. It says clone a repository.
Yeah, so then hit yes. Yes to that.
Brad, I know it sounds like, and it feels weird to do it that way, but otherwise you're going to cross the streams. So you just kind of have to go through that motion. I know it sounds strange, but it will, you got to the right place.
No, it perfectly makes sense. It's just like I said, we're working with a lot of tools, and
yeah,
as somewhat of a newbie, I'm just trying to keep up without being interrupted.
Well, the good thing is you can interrupt and keep up.
Yeah, right. So I click open in Visual Studio Code.
Yep.
When I got to that screen, but it's not doing anything. It opened over on the side. Sorry,
Yep. If you have a second screen, you're gonna want to look out for that.
Yeah. So now I've got VS open
Yes,
twice.
right.
I already
Exactly. So
Okay.
only thing that's missing for you now, right, is taking your env file and porting it in. That's it.
So can I just grab it and copy it from the prior?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Definitely. It's all about just like getting familiar with the tools, I would say.
Okay, so I copied it out of one VS Code and I pasted it into the other one, and it's there.
Then you should be good.
So
now you can do the whole like run dev thing.
Okay. Terminal. npm run. Run dev.
Ross, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Excellent. Just I want to make sure that you know that Sharon has her hand up.
Also, I made some fun videos of some of your guys' profiles the other day, and I didn't share them, but I'm gonna show them to you. They're really funny. Shout out to Matthias, super serious.
Why so serious?
I don't know. Cash Money Cash looks really good though. Matthias looks really intense, like something happened. But yeah, Sharon, what's up?
I just want to know, so what did I actually want to ask?
Only you know.
We're running on you're running on localhost, aren't you? Oh yeah, you're doing, okay, doesn't matter. Okay.
I do changes. I'm doing changes live. So we're gonna do. You should do these changes too. See, I got rid of the Netflix lawsuit, so I'm out. I'm out of the issue. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not getting sued by Netflix. Make sure you change the word Netflix. That's like bad. Even for like fun, because it's low. It's like real. It's on the internet. Someone could be like, "Wow, is this another Netflix?"
No, I already did that. I'm not asking.
All right, good.
Yeah,
So
I'm not asking them.
what are you asking?
Well, I'm asking if I should do an update in Visual Studio Code. It says I should update to Prisma's 6.
No, that's crazy. Why?
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, okay.
If you do that, things will go boom. Just boom. So I would say no to that. Would be God, it's crazy. So now you can see, guys, I made a git ignore, and the git ignore is like a godsend. So the git ignore you just paste in your code. And I'm gonna actually send you one that you can just put in your root right next to your env. They are best friends for life. This git ignore will make it so you don't have code trying to go to GitHub. So now my GitHub is nice and beautiful and clean, and it has 3 things that are going. My name change for the Netflix and the logo. Yeah, but we're not done yet. But that's what we just did. Any questions? We're live editing.
Yeah, what I want now is, so I open it up with GitHub Desktop and I just put my, and then I run it, right, just to check and see if it works
npm install
locally. And
npm
then,
run dev.
okay.
And I also put the git ignore file. You can just save it, guys, and put it right in your file. And I put a fun video of some of them, including one of Sharon, which is super cool.
Where did you get the Git ignore? Where is it?
I made it. I
Oh,
had
you
AI
did.
Tutor
I
do
was
it.
about to say. So yeah, I'll just change. Okay. So
And guys, if you don't want to use mine and you want to be like fancy, the prompt for AI Tutors is quite simple. It's literally just, I mean, I write very
well, the Git
very
ignore.
quickly, but you can see this is a git ignore. Add everything normally added, and it'll create like a nice git ignore for you. You see, AI Tutor is really great at this, and then you can just simply use it.
Without it knowing anything of the project.
Yeah, because you know what it does know? The rules, right? And it does know you shouldn't have your env. So even if you're like kind of being dumb and not like hiding it or whatever, or you're not changing names, the git ignore will just ignore it completely for you, even if you forget to take your real stuff out.
Okay.
So I do see in Slack, don't worry, we'll get to everyone. It looks like you have 2 AI, John. So we'll activate the one of them in a minute. We just have to fix the domain. You didn't put a customized version. Anyone else currently still waiting or being processed, you can reach out to Alisher and he can help you. And this will give you access to cPanel for the duration of this class. Well, the season. So
And really quickly, Ross, make sure folks understand how to take care of their cPanel. You don't want to, let it out there in the wild. You want to guard your cPanel.
It's true. Anything could really happen on the cPanel. And you got to be mindful and you got to be on top of it.
These are really expensive gifts, folks. They have a huge monetary value. I mean, for most of us, right? And that is one of the things that there are a handful of things that we play with in our digital backpack that if you rack them up, it's hard to get them back. Your Stripe account, that's definitely one of those things. But you do want to guard, especially if you've got keys, right? You want to guard those
Welcome to the
because,
TechCast,
it's
the
not just
podcast where we
practicing,
explore.
safe internet. Let's say later on you actually want to do something with the cPanel. You want to build it out into a business. You really have to be very careful and mindful. Keep track of your stuff, because just because it's coming to you free doesn't mean that it doesn't have a cost, right? So just leaving that one out there. Go ahead, Ross.
No, so is everyone up to where we are right now? Besides people needing access to cPanel. Do we all able to change? Because we gotta push this live. So
I'm still trying to. I was able to change it in GitHub, but on the website, but I can't, for whatever, understand
change
how to
what?
change a word. When I looked for Netflix, I found Netflix somewhere, and I changed the word, but I'm not able to do it on the
No, you have to do
GitHub.
it this way, the real way.
Okay, I can't find how to pull the stuff up on the GitHub app.
You just gotta go to GitHub, and then there's like a button,
I pressed it, and
and it says code, and then it says open with desktop, and it will normally open.
yes. I opened it with desktop, and all I see is no local changes. I pressed open in Visual Code. It went to the other thing.
Well, if it's wherever it's going is where you need to go. That's
Okay.
connected.
How do I search in the in
Oh,
the visual?
I can't even begin to answer questions on Mac. I could bring you up on the stream if you want, but I mean I don't even use a Mac. Because if you mess that
Yeah,
command up,
I have it written down. And Nancy, Paul, Mary, Deb.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
So who made all the changes? Are we good? Okay, so now look. In the account menu, not account menu, what am I doing? Get out of here. We need navbar. Yeah, in the navbar, so there's stuff here, and it doesn't work, right? What we can have it do is basically whatever we want. We can have it linking to like other parts of our services, other websites. So like for Sharon, if at the top it would be like, about us, and it would go to like one of the websites, or like the magazine, that could be a button, And to do this, and you could also build functionality, by the way. I mean, this is just standard code. So I have this set up for making database stuff, which we're going to do in a minute. I'm going to open up a new chat, and I am going to give it the code. So we're going to say, hey, here is my navbar code, right? And it's going to understand it. I'm using GPT right now. It don't work. Let's make each link actually work with a URL. For now, use a hashtag placeholder. So that's going to redo all the code, which is awesome. See, this is what we want, right? So that we can customize this. So there's navbar and navbar item. And the AI tutor says, for this to work, you also need to update navbar item. So I could do that, or I could just say, here's navbar item. Here is other code provide me both code and make any changes and return full code. So I'm using 4.0. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, we can easily fix it. So we're gonna go piece by piece. So this is navbar item. So that's this. So I like to select all and then do command /, which basically turns the code off for now. I do this because in case I change my mind, because I'm kind of undecisive sometimes, I like to go back in time, and you can't really go back in time because that doesn't really exist in the real world. But I want to be able to do that in code. So what I do is I just turn it off, paste it, and that's that. Now, if I go back, odds are these are now links. See, going nowhere. So the first link I want that we're gonna like test out is like if I wanted to have like my profile on X. How do I do this? So I'm gonna take the first link that says home. Okay, browse by language isn't even real. So like I don't even build that yet. So we're gonna call this find us on X, right? That's like easy. And in the URL, I'm going to paste my X profile. If I do this, here it goes, find us on X. And I click it and I'm on X. Do you guys see how you can easily do this stuff and change the code? So now you have this cool new button and it works this time. It's not a dead link. And if anyone wants the code in real time that I have done just now, I am going to put these 2 code files in Slack for you guys if you want to check it out. Here is my code, and it could be done in any way. You could change the font, you could change colors, you could add hover states, you could make it pink. I mean, whatever you want. This is where you can start to use AI Tutor to change it and make it work and add functionality. So for me, all I did was simple. And then I have another thing when the screen is like super white, I really can't see the words. So in menu and hover BG black so I can always see, make it look sleek and nice. And then I will give it the actual navbar or navbar item. Oh yeah, navbar item. So navbar item handles that. And I'm going to give it the code, and AI Tutor should be able to fix that. There we go. Nice. Let's see what it looks like. And then I'm going to push all these changes to live. This is how I edit things on AI Tutor, guys. Oh, look how nice that is. Perfect. So now we're starting to customize it, you see? This doesn't even exist. Now it does. And those of you who want to see how to implement something like this, the updated variant of my code is also being sent in Slack as well. So you guys can actually see what I'm doing and what I'm getting and how I'm doing things. And if you start using these files, you're also going to get these features. So now when the screen is white, so let's say it's like a part of the movie where it's like white a little bit, the text won't be invisible. You'll always be able to highlight by hovering. Now, the only thing that works, obviously, is this. Now, does everyone understand what's going on so far? Because we're about to make our first push.
I just
think
don't
you're
know
good to
what
go.
to change it to. Oh, sorry.
Go, Sharon.
I just don't know what to change it. I have to think now. I don't know what to change it to yet.
I'm sorry that you have to think.
Well, I don't feel like it right now. So I changed the logo. I changed the logo. I changed the word.
I mean, I can't. I'm sorry, but like it's part of the thing.
But I mean the navigation bar. So I mean, does anyone know what they're going to change it to? I
I
don't.
put find us on X. I mean, you
Okay,
got to
well,
do something. It can't just be broken perpetually. That's insane.
okay. Find us on X. I'll just copy yours.
But
Okay.
do more. It should be like the news, like different things. Like I'm gonna customize all these right now, so they're all gonna work. I'm gonna have no dead links. What is this? What kind of developer is this? Garbage.
Oh, ask AI. Tutor, damn it. Okay.
Is there,
I'm asking actually.
Ross, is there a place where we can host URLs through the cPanel?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Awesome, thank you.
We're also gonna learn how to make a new page. It's gonna be fun. Today's gonna be fun, guys. Okay, so I need a new page called About Us. About copy this style, bro. Let's do it. Code with me. Okay, new page. Okay, he didn't tell me what to call it, but also I know what to call it. Oh, he did. Thank God. Okay. So about.tsx is what he wants. So we also have tsx. So I'm going to make a new file, about.tsx. We're going to copy the code he just made for us. Then we're going to yell at him. We just got to see what he did first. So about, now we just created a route, guys. We did it. We made a route. Look how cool this is. Custom page, Next.js. Awesome. Now it looks like garbage. Hot garbage, steaming garbage, delete yourself off the internet garbage. We have to make it look pretty. That's what we're going to do next. So we're going to say that it doesn't look good. And it looks like garbage. The classic. So looks like trash. Hot garbage. Make it better. Super elevated. Make this UI clean and add animations. Keep all code in this page. And now we got to go to our nav bar and tell about to go to about. So it says to send about to this. So we're going to do that. So my list, we'll leave that. That I think could like work. We'll add about here and we'll add about here. And we'll save it. Now we need like a better thing. We might have to install Framer Motion, but we'll see. New page. Good. Look at that, guys. Now there's an about. So we can go home. You know, home doesn't even work. That's how dumb this thing is. So home should be just a forward slash. Yeah.
Did you get that? Why is it floating? How did you do that?
And we're
Where
going
did
to
you
talk
get
about that.
So you were doing changes without us.
No.
Floating. I want mine to float too.
Okay. So
So
basically, when I go home, this is what I see. If I go to about, it's floating. But I still don't love it. And I want to push it harder. So we're going to switch to Sonnet. So wake up, AI Tutor. Let's go. Let's use, I'm going to send you the final one. Don't worry. Framer Motion. Guys, Framer Motion, super cool.
do you ever
Let's,
use artifacts in AI Tutor? You never use that?
oh, I do. But I'm just like, I want to do it quicker.
Okay.
Make it extravagantly awesome. Keep sleek look and colors pink and purple accents. Go. Let's see what Sonnet does, and then we could try like other models. I'll give O1 a shot. You know what? O1 solved my problem. O1 full mode the other day. Big, huge problem with Python. It's crazy, and I just hear Sharon in my head like, use O1. So I'm like, O1, plan this out. Let's fix this, and it did. Ooh, it's doing stuff. So we're gonna need to import Framer Motion. So guys, when you are doing things in code, there are times where you need to import a package. So for us, we need to import Framer Motion because it's not gonna work without it. So we're gonna do that right now. So AI Tutor said this is how you do it. Hopefully this works. If not, we'll go to Framer's website. Looks promising. Okay. So now we can see the new code. This is a lot of code this time. See what it do. Hopefully it's good.
I have,
Ooh, look at this.
can I ask you something, Ross? I'm on motion.dev. Can you get examples from there?
Motion.dev. I don't know what that is. What is that?
It seems like a library, but we don't need that because we have AI too.
You want Framer motion.
Okay. This is like hover functions and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, you want Framer motion. Oh wait, they changed their name?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not, I don't.
motion.dev is Framer. I'm like, what is that?
Oh.
Yeah, this is what we're using. We're literally using this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you could use any of this stuff. You know what you could do also is we can give it the docs.
Yeah, that's what I would do so that it doesn't mess up. So people, that's the way your AI knows exactly what you want and you'll get it done with one shot.
So Ross, are there libraries of open source kind of packages that you can get to use?
Yeah, definitely yes. That's the whole internet right now. It's like packages that you could just like install. Like I just installed it for free. And you know what's crazy? You have to pay for Framer too. There's like a fee now. See? Look at this.
How is that possible?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
AI duplicating things that it finds on the internet and someone's host people?
I'll explain. I'll explain. So look at my screen. This is how much Framer costs. It's so weird, but I'm gonna explain. You see the price?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we basically did it ourselves by using this. So they have, if you can learn yourself, like you could do it. So like what I could do, right, which is like really cool, is give this like whole entire thing, even not knowing anything, right? Hold on. One sec.
This is gonna be amazing. Watch.
So basically, VO and all these other things like an AI, like there's examples that they have here, which kind of are useful. But what I do is I'll just go like this. I'll be like, reevaluate yourself, look at docs, make it best ever. And then I just start like just hammering it. And this is what is really useful in AI Tutor and having those large context limits where you don't have to worry, is you can just literally slam it with so much data. I'm not even gonna like, yeah, that's fine. And then it'll reevaluate itself and come up with a better solution. Watch, because now Framer's installed. We installed Framer. Look how now it's getting crazy.
Where did you install Framer? What are you talking about?
So if you go to Framer,
Yeah,
you guys can do the same thing. You go to the front page, motion.dev, run this command in your command line.
Yeah, I'll do that. Shall we? Yeah, we can do that in our.
Now, while you guys are doing that, to answer your question, so it's paid, but you got to write the code. But if you can have something like AI Tutor that can ingest a ridiculous amount of data and write the code based on docs, you cannot pay for it. Or you can pay for it. Your choice. But it's a choice. And
If I install it now, I don't have to pay. If I do NPM install Motion,
so what we're doing right now, you don't have to pay for it. So we're creating it from scratch. So AI Tutor did it all by himself right now.
Well, then why should I then install it?
Because you have to install it.
Okay.
We're using the package. Yeah.
Okay.
So now it tells me to add something to CSS. Now remember, guys, we don't use real CSS. We use something called Tailwind. So if we want real CSS, I have to go to this file, global CSS, and just put it there, like somewhere. And then make sure we install Motion React icons, which I believe I did, but just in case. And this is a giant piece of code now. So let's see what it does. So this is our new page. and it has an error. So it says navbar not defined. Okay. So I'm just gonna give it to AI Tutor and be like, fix it. He'll fix it. He knows what to do.
Another question, when I install packages, I do stop the application or not?
No. Open a new tab, a new terminal.
Terminal, okay.
Well, I'm an SEO guy who's done some coding like HTML, but I'm realizing how deadly I can be now with all of this.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That's why I said watch what he does. It's just gonna blow you away.
Yeah, I'm like coding live with the AI Tutor right now, and I'm not using any fancy things like cursor. I'm literally just going straight to the code.
This would have taken you weeks like 4 years ago, right? Or a week
4
or
months,
something.
depending on who's writing the code. What's great is having AI, it makes it very, very, very smart. And this is why I like to comment out, because I can always go back to like a previous work and example. But you know, coding is a difficult task. So like right now, I'm not even like looking at the code. I just don't care. The AI this is what it's here for. It's here, so I don't have to worry about what even this is saying right now. Like this is a whole bunch of like
So I understand the
malarkey.
basics of WordPress. Where do I go to get the understanding? Like I know dev and schema code to kind of understand how that works with cPanel and with the code visual thing. Should I go to some videos on YouTube, or should I just ask ChatGPT? I really want to get a handle on understanding this like within the next week.
So I would say first, there everything is two totally different things. So right now, this is not WordPress. This is Next.js. So it's like the non-WordPress. But if you have cPanel, you can begin to learn WordPress and start building with it there. It's the cPanel comes fully loaded with everything you could possibly want.
I have some knowledge of WordPress and coding for WordPress, but I just want to transfer that knowledge to understand how to pull things up out of the database. I never did hosting and
You have to
SQL.
learn. So you're looking to learn MySQL. That's what that is. PHP.
Yes.
Oh, look at this, Sharon. She's gonna be so jealous.
I already hate you.
Look. So now I don't know what this big area is, so we're gonna have to see what that's all about. But it does animate in nicely. Now, what I love about being able to talk to your code and show, it's one of my favorite things, is like I could literally be like, why is there a huge gap under About Us, right? And I could ask it to do something else. Instead of huge gap, add section from About Us, or section, add new section blurb instead of blank space. And because of the ability of images, I'm just like, here, look, in case you're wondering. So you can clearly see I'm showing the gap. And then it just says like, go here. So there's like a section, I'm guessing, called this. After the hero. Yeah, but we got to make sure no huge blank space and add more stuff. Pizzazz it up. It's looking good though. So by doing this, you're making your own Framer Motion template, which is what you pay for with Framer Motion. So you can begin to play with this, right? And we're literally making a a page on our navbar.
We paid for it. We paid for it, but we didn't pay for it.
No, you're making it yourself, so you don't have to pay for it. It's free.
So Ross, I have a question. One thing that I always have a problem with is Lighthouse, Google Lighthouse. It shows you exactly what's wrong with the website to make it as fast as possible. So I could download a Google White House report into this and say, fix all these problems with this page, and it would basically do it.
I don't. So first of all, when you write in Next.js, you're moving faster than you can possibly move. So there's no optimization needed. Next.js is very optimized. But with WordPress, yeah, you could essentially, take the data and bring it to something like AI Tutor and turn on like internet for one of these models and then ask it information and how to do things. You'd be surprised what you could do. I mean, I build software with it, like actual real software. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's right. Ross, I just saw this an example of this the other night. Somebody was writing in using Klein from GitHub and writing in these npms MCPs, I think they're called. Was writing and they talk to each other, and basically you can pass it whatever parameters you need. And so he just asks, he's like asking, like chat, he's asking like, I guess he was using Copilot in Klein, because it's part of the VS Code stuff. And the Copilot was just sitting there rewriting the code as it went. And if it made a mistake, it would go back and fix it and go, oh, well, that one didn't work. Here's the new error. And he'd go out and fix that. And it was amazing to watch. So yeah, it was awesome. You just did something really cool.
So yeah, this is the latest version, by the way, guys. Look at it. So nice. And so this is an example of building a custom page, a custom route, everything custom, basically.
Why should we choose you, Ross? Because you're the best. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I wanted to say something, but you're the best person on this application. I was about to say something bad. I'm sorry, but I didn't say it. I caught myself. Choose us. Choose me.
You did good. You did good,
Choose
Cat
Russ.
America. Mhm.
For president.
Now, what's cool, appreciate that, is you notice there's even hover effects that are really nice and elegant. You see? I don't know if it's coming through, but I'm going to push it live so you'll be able to see it. Now, I personally love it, right? So this is like a page that didn't exist, and this could be you could use this as a template for like future pages. And to get this to show up, I just basically put /about. You see? So to get this to work, your page has to be in Pages, obviously. So this is like the first thing. And then it has to say about.tsx, right? And for anyone that wants to steal my code, I am putting it here to steal. Just remember, you need to install Framer Motion. That's important. And something else.
Huh? What do you mean that's something else? What is that something else?
And something else. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Motion React icons, I think. I'll get you the exact npm. So install Framer Motion. Yes. Okay. And yeah, this is actually how I build software when I'm building AI Tutor and Pixio. And I spent all day figuring out an issue for Pixio on our API. And it was so cool. AI was a huge part of my success in that project. And I will be the first one to admit it. Because I don't care. So yeah, this is about, and it works. And so if you want to steal my code, have at it. But this is an example of a custom page. So now that we did like a lot of stuff, let's package this up. Let's go to GitHub Desktop and let's call this first update. And we're going to commit this to main. And then once we do this, here's the magic, guys. Now we go to here, and you're going to see automatically it's going to go to Vercel. it's like magic. There it goes. And here's our new build with all our new stuff and a new page. And this is how you build software, people. You don't need anything else but AI and VS Code. And you could do anything, I think.
So where did we go? Where did you go? Pages, right? Pages, and then you add that, about page, right? Those pages. Correct?
All I did was follow what AI Tutor said. He said to go into
Well,
pages and make a thing called about.tsx. And
yeah,
then if
yeah.
you do that, you paste the code I gave you in Slack and make sure you install the necessary to the command, and it should be good. And here's the new version, guys. Beautiful. Look at this. About works. Yay.
Well, I'm stealing your code, so I don't have to go to AI Tutor.
Okay. Now remember, you're gonna have to change the domain, or for your nav bar for home. Home has to go to your actual domain. I'm gonna do that right now. And then we'll do another one, get my TSI. Take a fun one. Let's do a TSI plug real quick. Send it. We're gonna send another push.
But where did you change the page? Where did you add the page? What file was that?
Oh,
Not the TSX file itself. I know where to put that, but
I effed up. Hold on.
okay.
I just pushed that live like a bad boy. Can't reverse that. Just gonna let it happen. That's that. Okay, what'd you say?
You added the page in a other file. What
Yeah,
file?
navbar.tsx. It needs to exist.
Okay.
But I gave you my code. So in Slack, you have my navbar code. So if you want to steal my code, which
Oh,
lets you have links, you can, or you can edit it yourself.
okay.
But
And those
yeah,
files, the navbar TSX file and the all those files, et cetera, they go under the files directory there. Is that where you were?
so you just
Sounds
gotta
like you
look
should
at like sort of
pages.
how
That's what
mine
the
is.
pages. It's under pages and then
Yeah, any
gotcha.
new page has to be in pages.
TSX.
So anytime you want to make a new page, you're just gonna go in pages, make something dot tsx. That's your new page. And what's crazy, guys, is you're hosting this on Vercel for free. Basically, you're just not gonna be able to host storage, and that's where cPanel comes in right now. Clutch is that cPanel is gonna help you with storage, which Vercel does not offer. That's what part of serverless means. Literally no server. So everything's everywhere.
Oh, I see you gave us all files, not just the about page. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
because I'm the best. That's why. All the code is there. Everything I'm doing, I'm documenting in Slack along the way.
Good night, Skip.
So far, it's like good now. So my movies work. They play. This is good. Even mobile friendly. Nice. Okay. So notifications don't work, obviously. Search doesn't work. I do have a user profile. So that's the thing. Let's see. Profiles. So this is a page. Okay. So who's watching? So this is also an image. So you could design this in AI, this box, And you could also change the who's watching. That's another thing you could change. Everyone understand? So did you guys push? So you should have pushed. That means your live website has changes. Who did not do this? Who did do this?
I'm waiting to do it after this, so I'm just watching so I know what I'm doing.
All right, so I'm done. So if you have questions, not done, but done with this part of it. So if you need help, like come jump on the stream. Because we just did a whole lot of stuff. And it was coding stuff. And we used AI, which is a big help here in making these pages. So remember, you don't have to steal my page, guys. You can make your own. Now, if you have code already from things like VO, Lovable, or any other platform, go ahead and download that code, right? And that is your next step. So you want to go get any code elsewhere from Artifacts, VO, Lovable, I think is Bolt, any of those. You can go download the code and we can begin to inspect and start integrating any new looks or designs or facelifts. That's going to be probably next week, but you want to get it in the project now. But at this point, you should have it begin to start to look customized. Hopefully. Now, there's more things that you can alter, like play buttons. You can even change how this looks, but we're gonna focus on getting you all up to the speed right now. So new logo, some things working, and an about page.
So,
Oh, and you can see my link. I'll share it in Slack. So if you guys want to check it out, here's mine. If you have questions, join the stage. I'm happy to help. But we just did a lot, so I want to make sure we are all at the same spot right now.
I forgot, where does the about page go and what folder?
It's literally the easiest answer.
Okay, in pages.
Yeah, you already know. Why are you asking? Do you just
Okay,
want
I
to hear
just want-
yourself talk right now?
Okay, sorry.
You know the answers.
hey Ross, it's Brad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Okay, sorry. I've been struggling with this interface running. It's really slowing down the X page. So I've been trying to unmute for a while. Since you're kind of at a pause point here, trying to get us caught up, would you mind just restating just a little bit of the flow? So you open the GitHub, you connected to the VS Code, which opened a new VS Code editor, whereas our original VS Code all was running off of a folder on our desktop.
Correct.
Where is that new VS Code session running? Is it just virtual and it's just connected back to GitHub?
It's not virtual. It's real. It's just I don't know where it is. So it's like somewhere
Okay.
maybe documents. It's GitHub puts
Right.
it somewhere now.
So it puts it somewhere. So then you said push, right? So
Well,
how do
you
we
can't
once we've
push
updated?
until it's running.
Okay.
So you want to
So
have
how
it
do we
running.
Yeah.
Like if you're able to join the stream, I can show you. It's a lot easier to show you.
Okay. I'll work on that.
But basically, once you hit open with GitHub Desktop, it's going to open a new one, right? And then you make your changes there, npm install, npm run dev. It's all good. You're ready. You go back to GitHub Desktop, and it's going to offer you the ability to do a push. But if you didn't follow the first few steps, there's going to be like 400,000 files here to push. And that is what the git ignore fixes. So you got to like go in order, essentially. So the git ignore should be the first step, which I gave you in Slack. You could just download it. It's an actual file.
Right. As I'm trying to listen. So the adding the files and that you've shared, into that VS Code session, is that live updating to the GitHub, or do we have to do something to
No,
replicate
no.
it?
So like once you make your changes in VS Code, you have to hit a button in GitHub Desktop. Like I'm on my screen, and you have to write like update or push, and then hit commit.
Ah, okay.
But I can show you if you share your screen and join.
Okay.
But basically, right now we just got like a new page, customized it a little bit, changed the logo, and got rid of potential lawsuit. That's important. And then we're gonna see who did your who did homework. And if you didn't do your homework because you didn't have cPanel, you could have still done your homework and made a JSON file. Because by now everyone should have cPanel, whoever asked for help. Also, important thing, cPanel will be closed starting end of this class. So you won't be able to actually sign up again next class. And then it will not reopen again. And at the end, you'll be able to keep it if you want on the last week. So we will not be activating cPanel past this class.
Okay, Ross, I did the download for cPanel and I got the page where you were before. How do I verify that I have cPanel on my machine now?
There's no download. Just if you signed up, you have access. Don't worry.
Okay, I did sign up.
If you signed up, we're gonna go over that part in a second. That means that you have an account that looks like this, and you've been approved, and there's like a username and a password.
Just to quickly answer the question, AI Mastery and Mighty Networks, same thing. So
Same
we
thing.
have same, yeah. So that's where your cPanel will live after this
And just
class.
to be clear, in AI Mastery, in Mighty Networks, if you hit support and hosting and you upgrade, you can activate your cPanel and you'll keep it. 1, you can use your domain professionally. 2, and 3, you'll be able to upgrade your storage. So if you already pay for it, reach out to us via DM, say upgrade me please, and we'll give you a little boost so you can handle some video streaming.
And it's really important, folks. I mean, my big mistake is usually waiting until like the last session or the last week of our season. And I found that we want to make sure to prepare people so that they have time to sock away pirate money or do whatever it is that they need to do, because this is a business expense and it's not that expensive. And you want to make sure that you are prepared so that at the end of all of this wonderful stuff that you're building, that you get to keep it. Sharon has her hand up, and I don't think you saw that, Ross. Go ahead, Sharon.
Definitely not.
Ross, the nav bar, how do I get this code? Do you have some code edited out? What's the real one now? Which one, the top or the
The
bottom?
real one's the top.
Oh, I can just delete the bottom?
Yes. The bottom is just me being insane.
Well, let's.
Because that's what I do. I like to really be really careful. I'm not someone that likes to like mess around with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have just one more question. My nav bar shows an error. It has a big D beside it. What does that mean?
Outside of laughing, I don't really know what to tell you. So just come
Oh, it's okay. It's good. It's good.
come to cPanel.
It's
I
all
mean come to cPanel. Come to StreamYard and I can show you.
It's already fixed. Okay, thank you. Now I just got to do
And,
the ignore. Okay.
and by the way, anyone, I got a bunch of DMs. So in order to maintain the upgrade, it's super easy. The first step is you got to go to AI Mastery, choose support and hosting, and upgrade yourself. Once you upgrade yourself and you activate cPanel, that means it stays. That means you could point your domain, you could host your own websites. The retail value of this is over $200 per month. You're getting it for $30. So that's only available during the course. If you upgrade today, right, then you're good. Then we could upgrade your cPanel and you'll be able to stream larger files and have more bandwidth. But during this test phase that you have the rental, you have it just between now and the last class, and you can't host large files, right? And you can't put your domain, and we can't upgrade you. So you have to actually go to support and hosting inside AI Mastery, choose the plan, upgrade, and then we could do it. Because then you use your own domain and you don't need to use our domains. I do recommend if you're upgrading, upgrade right now, because then you could use your own domain and you don't have to build on our domain, which means you don't really want to share it because it's not your domain. But you could. Hey, definitely you could. So that answers like 5 different questions I just got.
And no, you don't have to pay anything to finish the rest of the class.
Definitely
That being
not.
said, you're not gonna. It'll add to your experience, but you don't have to do that. That's not like a high pressure sale or anything like that. It's just many people here have already got their cPanels are and already enjoying the bigger bandwidth. This is more for newcomers because I myself wasn't clear enough in previous seasons. And I just want to make sure to fix that because, this is kind of a new platform and it's a new way of teaching. And, we're learning as we're going too. We're trying to do our best to help you and prepare you and make sure that you have the tools that you need to succeed. And after you finish this big project, you're going to realize, ooh, this is actually very cool. And I need a little bit more bandwidth. The other thing too is that, I say Mighty Networks, but AI Mastery in general, like I had mentioned earlier, in when we first started our cold open, it's there also if you need help, right? Because when you have My AI Tutor or Pixio, you have a 30-minute consultation, folks. That's they onboard you, do everything else. But for tonight, and if you have other things outside of class, that's where you're going to go to get help. And so you want to make sure that you are thinking about all of the necessary pieces outward, right? But we can discuss that later. I just want to make sure that those questions are answered. No, you do not. You will be able to continue with your cPanel for the rest and the remaining of season 6. And you don't have to make a decision tonight. It's just, I know a lot of you are going to download a whole bunch of stuff into your not Netflix and you're going to need some more space. And so we just want to make sure that you're prepared for that. Sharon, go ahead, hon.
I wanted to ask Ross something. So I just copied the git ignore out of the original folder. Should be okay, I guess. I have a little error. Yeah,
Just share your screen. It's hard to see. Just join the live stream.
I will.
But everything should work.
Ross, I just want to clarify. Sharon, you mentioned something about cPanel will only be active during class time. I'm confused about how that works. When we sign up, if we're paying
No,
per
if
month.
once you activate it, it's on 24/7.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate
Yeah, once you hit the button We're replacing this. So it's gonna look like this on people's screens.
Could I do a minute of sharing my screen? Because I'm not able to push the new
Sure.
code that I put on the menu. Thank you.
Creative One should be able to do this task.
Yep.
Ooh, look, so cool. for instruction can actually build really cool things, like alarmingly cool things. Like I would consider what Sharon's building really awesome, and like that. You see? Look, man. Look,
Perfect.
you're good.
Excellent. And now I can go. So now I know how to go to here and
Okay. Now the final piece that you need to change. Now that you're good, that's gonna build and gonna work. We'll wait and make sure, just for sanity. But really quick, if you look at my screen, I went on Pixio to make this image. You can get an image. That we faced where it says Netflix all over it. So yeah.
Okay, so I will go to, I've got a bunch of big images.
That's good. You can take any image. Like any
Okay,
image works,
so
and you just gotta put it in your VS Code, right? The name of the image has to be hero. So inside public images, there's hero.jpg. That's the big image. So now that
all
mine's
right,
done,
so
basically this once I push image now, you gotta put in the code. So
okay, I just want to, okay, so, should I get the URL? Should I
yeah.
get, how do I
You just gotta put
upload
it
the image?
like I did. So if you look at my screen, it goes in public images. Hero.jpg is the name. It has to be. All right. Is anyone here on stage that needs help at all?
I'm not seeing any hands, love.
Are we actually good? Like for real? For real?
I think so. For real, for real. I'm not jinxing it. Shh. Don't acknowledge a winning streak. Let's just do a happy dance.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
who is currently not in cPanel and like wants to be right now? And who? Well, we know who. But if you purchase your cPanel, it's going to be in the process of being upgraded right now. So if you do not have access to even the free one, let us know because we're going to start doing that now so I can show you where to host your videos.
Ross, Magna had his hand up, hun.
Sure.
Yeah, just indicating that I do not have access to cPanel yet.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that all set up for you. What's your email? That's
Use the jlhogarth@gmail.com.
Okay. Did you checked out? Like you hit add hosting on the website?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
No worries. Hold on. But it's not here. I gotta check. So I'm just gonna check in DigitalOcean and in cPanel. So if you guys did subscribe or signed up, I'll be able to help you get in a second. So few things of note. The cPanel URL is presented to you like this in your account. So if you're able to get to your order, let me know, Magna. Same with everyone else. That's the first step. If you can't get to your account in your order, let me know.
Mine is still pending approval.
Your hosting, like the actual hosting is pending?
Yes.
Okay. So I see it as active. So why don't you refresh maybe?
Okay, thanks.
And how do we know what domain we picked? I think I might have forgotten. I'm looking. I might have thought I took a note and wrote it down somewhere, but I'm trying to find it now.
Okay. So I see yours. I'm going to show you how to get it. right? So basically, you want to go to I'm gonna send you a URL of how you can locate cPanel. Do you know how to get to the screen with cPanel, or you don't?
I do not. That's what I'm looking for.
All right. So that's the first step. So hold on. It's gonna be this. I'm gonna send it to you in Slack. So direct message. So check your direct message in Slack right now. If you click this, that's the first step.
Ross, it's Brad. I think I just finally did click to get in. I was hung up on the screen where it was asking for the host.
Okay.
I don't know if you see my request or not, but
I
I
will
am
check
trying
in
to get
1
there.
second.
Okay.
Okay. So Magna, the password that is set, you really can't change because it's set for security reasons. But it is like a hard password, and the username is also being sent to you. And then I'll show you after like how you can find this, but try logging in, see what happens. With the credentials I just gave you. Because those are your credentials. And they should let you into your cPanel. And you could save that message somewhere in your notes. It's not changing. Okay. That should solve your cPanel access, and I'm upgrading you as we speak. That's a separate process. Now, Whitney, you also should be activated. Are you able to get in?
Just for my own well-being, Magna and Brad, I'm seeing that you have live mics. I'm not sure if that's actual legit or not, but if you're not speaking, can you mute your mics just so that the recording doesn't have feedback on it? I know that sounds weird, but you can hear it on our side, and then it's really hard to edit it out if we needed to. So thank you, Brad. I love that. Thank you.
Now, once you're in Magna, this is the screen you should be on, just like what you see on live stream right now. This is just mine. Yours will be a little bit different. So let me know if you're able to reach this screen. Everyone should be on this screen, basically. So I'm going to give you guys a minute. Get yourselves to this screen right now. So if you don't have cPanel, you obviously cannot get to this screen. So got to solve that problem first. And everyone who's reached out to us, I think, have got everyone. If not, reach out to us right now. But this is cool. We got really far today, guys. We made Next.js changes. We updated branding. We created a route, and we published the first cell. Now we can overhaul the entire design, right? And that's part of the homework. So you need to go to any external services you've used and download the code. So like VO can download code. I know Lovable, Bull, all can download. Go download that code. We're gonna merge it. If you have any outside designs you would like to use. But everyone needs to get to this screen. So either DM me or Alisher if this screen is not something you're seeing with your eyeballs. And Sarah, I can't see hands. So yeah.
Well, there aren't any, at least
that's good.
on my on my side. I am excited. This is really cool. 3 hours, and we've got everybody above board, and this is really awesome. The skills that were learned today are huge, and there are so many practical use cases for the skills that people are using. I know that sounds kind of strange. You're just, riffing off Netflix, right? But you've learned basically how to emulate things that you see out in the wild and how to incorporate them. I'm not talking about Star Trek and the Borg, although you can if you want. But tech in schools and Ross, their workflow is really important. It's an iteration process. It's the ability to be flexible and adapt to the information as you see. And once you become comfortable, you're not pirating stuff, okay? That's the other thing, is that yes, you're going to get in trouble with some copyright here and there, but it's not a big secret that this code is out there. The fact is that when you have something in the open domain, understanding how you can riff off of it and make it your own is really important. Creativity is not about stuff. It's about using what's on hand to get to an end result. And if you can have your own streaming service, think about that in the application of maybe teaching. If you want to teach classes, if you want to have podcasts, if you want to have a sequestered kind of video, that's important, because if anything, TikTok just showed us, right? Your platform can be taken away from you by a government, your ability to earn an income. And I'm saying this out there. Alex Damsker was mentioning the fact that, big banks are too big to fail and we bail them out. Well, when you have a third of the population here in the United States making money on TikTok and it goes away, who's going to bail them out, right? You are your own bank, your own manufacturer, your own platform, your own little fiefdom. And you learn some really powerful skill sets today in order to make sure that you can disseminate your messaging to the masses, to your client base, to your customer base. And I think it's really cool. Magna, go ahead, hon.
Yeah, I just had one quick question before we got too far and gone. The about.tsx page, is that the page that you've uploaded to Slack, or is that something we're just going to create outright on our own?
Nope. I actually gave my code. You can actually go steal it like Sharon did.
Thanks.
Ross, you're so funny. Go trick or treating. Yeah, just copy and paste. Right click save.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I learned 90% of what I know by like reworking other projects. It's just no one ever gave me their code. So like I'm gonna like do it different, right? And like make sure I'm giving all the code every single step of the way. And so that's what we're doing. But like traditionally that was my biggest issue, is I got held up. Um, in the idea of like not being able to replicate sort of like what I saw, which was like really annoying. But I'm always sharing the code for sure. So you guys don't have to worry. Everything you see me do, I will be sharing the code.
Thank you, Ross. I did already have that about.tsx saved and know
Just
what
make sure in your navigation, right, that you actually put as where the hashtag is, right? You have to put /about for it to actually go there. So it'll be like in your nav, it'll be like about, and then the link is /about, basically, and then it will work. Let me know if you guys have any issues. Now, you'll be able to do what I'm doing right now. So I'm in my cPanel, right, basically. And I'm just doing some house cleaning, right? So vid2, they want to do that. I think it's PNG. Good Lord. Hold on. This is why, yeah, PNG. So I have these two files in a folder in ITT. So if I go to my website, right, it says there's a bunch of folders here. I'm going to go to streaming and ITT, and these are the two files that I actually need, right? So here's what's so cool. I could download these files, go to AI Tutor, right? And I could copy a link. So here's the first one. So I'm going to say, okay, here is one for ideas to impact. And then here's the MP4 in AI Tutor. And then I'm going to go get the other one. So one more, PNG. copy. And then I go back to AI Tutor and I'm like, here's the image. And then AI Tutor should be able to give me exactly what I need for my database. You see? So now we just copy that code. And this is where it gets like super interesting. This is where you would like go here to Neon. So if you thought you were just like done with Neon, Neon's back. Oh, not Neon, Mongo. So it happens when you have so many database things: Neon, Mongo, Postgres, Accelerate, MySQL. I mean, it's crazy. So my Neon's not working, so I have to like log out, I think, and log in. Yeah, I got logged out. Hold on. So in your Mongo, the important part is to take what AI Tutor gave you. So this script right here is like a script for Mongo. And then I can go to my cluster right here. I can go to browse collections, right? And then I can just literally insert document, go to code, delete everything here, and just do this. And then it's going to add it in like that. And now that that's done, I don't need that anymore. I can go to my website, which is currently live here. And if I refresh, of course, I have to log in. And now, make sure all this is working. Okay. Let me check and make sure it's actually. Oh, so let's play Don't Be Dumb Like Ross. So see this right here? Dumb. This is a count. What am I even doing with my life right now? Delete that. That's bad. Shout out to Mongo for not completely blowing up. We're gonna go to movie. Do the same thing. We're gonna delete it. We're gonna insert it. We're gonna go back to our website, which is live here. Go home and there we go. I did an impact. We're now live at the video. Straight from your friendly neighborhood channel. At very fast speed. In whatever resolution that you publish. In my case, it's 1080p. And there you go. This is how you add things into your database. And this is how it looks live. Wow. Amazing, guys. This looks really good. Good job. And okay. Okay, that's. Hold on. Gotta slowly read through everyone's stuff. One second, guys. No. So, Whitney, cpanel.net is like you'd have to pay. And I think it's cpanel.com. You can subscribe to, if you want to keep the cPanel, you can subscribe to hosting and through AI Mastery. So inside AI Mastery, there's a place where you can subscribe, but you can actually get it for total free as a rental during the class. And so to do this, you can just check, I'll post it. This is the link to sign up to get a cPanel. And once you sign up, you get a leased DigitalOcean server with a license to cPanel and everything else. All the licenses are included.
Okay, awesome. It says my membership status, approval pending.
So you must have two.
Yeah.
So go to the second
Okay.
one. One of them's activated. On our end, we see one active. So if you don't see a second one, you have to let us know.
Yeah, no, this is for the AI Mastery Network.
Oh, okay. That's a different thing. Okay, one thing
Okay.
at a time. Hold on. Okay, you didn't join in, right? Not yet? Like it didn't let you in yet?
No,
I approved everyone. Okay, hold on. Let me just double check. What's the email that you used? Do you know? Do you remember?
NFT and 8TV
And did you request today?
last week.
Okay, that's super weird. Okay, so I'm gonna
They sent me an invoice,
who?
cPanel,
For what?
that my application was pending.
Okay, wait, we got like two situations. So AI Mastery, that's the website. Are you able to get there? We'll fix one problem at a time. So in Slack,
Yep.
if you look in Slack, click this link. Are you able to log in there? That's the first step.
Okay, I'm on it.
And are you? It doesn't say that you're pending. Okay, that one problem should be solved. So, Whitney, you can now see AI Mastery. So, if you're in AI Mastery, on the left is support and hosting. If you upgrade and pay to join, right, cPanel doesn't go away. But if you don't, you can rent one, and that's the other website. And so on that website, it should say that you're approved on one of your machine. You should have one approval because I have it and it's an approval for you. I see it. So maybe come into the live stream and maybe you can share your screen and we can look at it together.
Okay, I got too many screens set up to share on different systems. But it says I've been approved to join
Yeah, that's the first
Mastery
thing.
Network. Okay.
So that's the first one. Now, can you get to your cPanel?
Can you post the link to that?
I did.
Okay.
So according to our backend, you do have an active cPanel already. And to see it, you would go to login and go to hosting orders and click your order number. You'll see an order number under hosting. That will contain access to your cPanel,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Okay, almost there. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but once you understand, it's very easy. It's like you have to go to hosting to get the access. It's gonna have a username and a password in which you can't change. And then getting and so in you and specifically, let me go to yours. So I know you messed something up and you're active, so we might need to change something. So the domain part, you can't actually use your own domain unless you upgrade. You can use our domain though. And I'll show you how you can access it. One sec. So it's whitney.tsiprogram.org. That's the website. Then to get to cPanel, okay, Brad is still pending. Okay, so we'll fix you, Brad. Alicia will fix you while I'm helping Whitney right now. So Whitney, in your DMs in Slack, I'm sending you your domain, how to get to cPanel. So there's a special way on your link. You'll see. So the second link brings you to your cPanel, right? And then the username and password should be just username Whitney. Hold on. No caps, by the way. So Whitney. And password should be that. But, we'll see. Let's test it out. Let's go to Whitney's thing. Let's write Whitney. And let's put the password, and it works. Beautiful. Okay, who's next?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anyone have a problem?
I just have a quick question, Ross. Not based on the cosmetic stuff that we're changing and some of the other structural stuff that we're changing, but with the actual Mongo database,
Uh-huh.
the data that's actually in the database, how do we, in what way will we be able to see that data eventually migrate its way to an interface so that we
We're
can actually
gonna
see the data?
we have to build it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Just wondered, 'cause
Yeah,
I actually
we're
did the homework and put the data in. I got like
that's so
12
good. Yeah,
reports. I'm
that's
trying to
great, man. Yeah, so we're gonna actually build a little admin panel so we can like maybe do stuff, add things like that. But for right now, we're just gonna kind of master it. But it's okay, we're building, right? We're doing stuff. We're altering things, we're customizing and building. We're not really worried about like putting things on an admin panel or doing any of that end stuff. We'll get to it. We have to like both build new stuff whilst also understanding what we're doing. So that's why we're kind of going in pieces. So anyone else have any issues getting into cPanel? Because once you're in there, it's gonna kick me out because I was just in helping someone. Okay, hold on, let me get back in. But once you're in there, you're gonna create a like a streaming folder, and that folder is gonna host your hold on. So the folder looks like this. Let me just X out of this. Okay. So inside streaming in public, we have streaming, and then you notice I have ITT. Inside there, I have a video and an image. So we're gonna create our database in a way where it's a bunch of folders inside streaming. So streaming, and then each folder represents one of your movies. Inside each movie is a cover art and the MP4. So that's the next part of the homework. The JSON only inserts it. It has to exist. You know? So that's something you have to make sure you do, and make the navigation work, you know? So like right now, go away, Mongo. Hold on, let me open this. Yeah, so right now it like has only one page, right? About. Nothing else works. Well, I made that work. But all these pages you can have custom routes for. So make new routes that are going to be more relevant to your business. So for homework, make some new pages in the pages route right here. Because what's next is fully building out the front end, customizing it, and building an admin panel to manage data. We have a lot to do, guys. And we have to make sure Google works and GitHub while not breaking anything at the same time. And potentially, some of you guys are going to want to integrate Cyril's code, which is a whole nother thing. There's a lot to do. We got a lot of stuff to do. Whitney, just you can save that what I sent you. That's not changing, so you'll be able to log into that throughout the whole season.
Okay, amazing.
And it's a
Really appreciate that.
it's a full service server, VPS through DigitalOcean with cPanel, full licensed with security, and contains 8 gigs of RAM,
Oh, right on.
which is like really, really good for web services.
Now, Russ, for
And
this cPanel, we'll be able to like play around with other concepts and stuff.
you could do whatever you want once you
Okay.
upgrade. So
Alright.
yours is upgraded. You can do anything you want, build anything. And you'll also get an email probably later tonight to schedule an onboarding on porting your domain over. So it'll be your domain, your server.
How do we know if we're upgraded or not?
So you go to AI Mastery, and on the left it says support and hosting. You can click it and upgrade.
Okay.
So inside AI Mastery,
Yeah,
you go there.
I did that. I did that.
Yeah.
So do we get an email or do we know?
Yep, you'll get an email probably right after this. If you went through that process, you'll get an email that it was upgraded. If I could check for you, did you like, can you click support and hosting?
Yeah, I'm in hosting. I'm in the C panel.
No. So to upgrade it, you have to go to AI Mastery and click support and hosting.
Okay, here.
What you're in is temporary, and you cannot use your domain. If you upgrade, it becomes upgraded. You can use your domain. It becomes more powerful, and it's yours. So I can guide you to do it. You just got to go to AI Mastery, and it's on the left. It says support and hosting.
So C. Okay.
I tagged you in Slack so you can see.
Okay, it says I got to pay for it.
Yeah, that
That's
upgrading is like, once you pay for it, you can do those, like putting your own domain. You get more storage. You get upgrades and everything, and it does
Am I
not go
able-
away.
Okay, perfect.
So like after the season ends, it does not get wiped or deleted, and it can be used commercially.
And I looked that up.
And when
You
does the
guys,
season
we're-
end? How many more classes do we have?
We have like 3 more.
Thank you.
Yeah. And who was talking before?
I was, Ross. I just want to
Oh.
let people know that I did look that up. And it's a considerably big discount. And
Oh, it's
you know,
huge. Yeah.
when Sharon says we're getting some great gifts, she's right. I mean, it's just be able to use you guys' discount is amazing.
Yeah, I remember when I bought my first server, it was like $200 a month. It was insane. That's insane for when you're just starting, but that's like what it is for good stuff. Like, you want to have everything. But yeah, so once you do upgrade, you'll get an email and you'll be able to see um certain other things. There's also some code there that's private that you can only get through there, which is not like, how we're doing like these things right now. We do like one project. So there's a repo of like 30 projects in there that you can just start building in the private channel. And anyone who does join and request access to those projects, all you gotta do is just like it's a wait. It takes like an hour. So you check your email, it's probably there already. It automatically will admit you to the private Google Drive. Which the reason why it is that way is because some of it is our partners and friends that are selling products. So we can't just have it publicly available.
Folks, what Magna just said is kind of important too. The democratization of tools is what TSI has always kind of held up, the access to certain tools. The barrier to entry for a lot of the things that are in your digital backpack are huge. There are a lot of people here who are struggling with food, insecurity. A lot of folks here don't have a consistent place to live. There are a lot of folks sitting right here in this room tonight who are really struggling with what their next move is, right? And when you think about, just because something's for free, right? The cost that is involved in showing up every Wednesday night. These tools afford you the opportunity, if you choose to use them, to change your stars, to reorder your life. You have been equipped with not just the know-how, but some really special things. A cPanel, $200 a month is unreal for some folks, right? You have, like, let's say TSI has My AI Tutor. If you were to go and try to, do those tools a la carte out in the wild, you would be spending over $1,000.
Well, you know what's
Easy.
crazy, cPanel? I mean, about cPanel,
You
Sarah?
can call me cPanel. That's
No,
okay.
no, no.
What?
About cPanel is like just cPanel right now is $30. Just cPanel. And that's not a server. That's nothing. Just the license. So for the price of just a single license of cPanel, you can host as if you had the enterprise license of cPanel with unlimited domains, which is crazy. And that's why it's only available during IT to Impact. We are not a hosting company, nor are we trying to be a hosting company, but we are creating a way for our students to actually host commercially viable products using our partnerships and our relationships, leveraging them to offer you guys the same discount.
It's so vital. And I know some of you have wrapped your head around this, right? You know what's coming. If you're paying attention, if you're reading, let's say, Sharon's magazine, if you understand what AI is doing and how the age of AI in general is displacing an entire legacy system, whether it's education, manufacturing, et cetera, the fact that you're sitting here and you're equipping yourself for this next iteration, you're gaining new things, new tools, new ideas, and more importantly, the collaborations, right? Look to your left and your right. There are some brilliant folks in these rooms, people that you have no idea who you're sitting next to. We have people in here that are media folks. We have people in here that are CEOs of really big companies. We have people eavesdropping in anonymous mode. I can tell you, I listen to a ton of you guys in anonymous mode. You might not even know it, but I am like your nosy neighbor over the fence line because I like to see how you're building things. And sometimes I can't go into your rooms because you swear like sailors, right? And so I have to be anonymous. Just kidding, guys. But the point is that you're building some really incredible stuff and you have some really incredible insight and people in your network. Your net worth is going to very much depend on your network of people, those collaborations. When Josh Hellman says collaboration is the next currency, he means it, right? Your ability to win or lose will not be totally dependent on you. It will also be on all the people that you lift up and carry with you. And so, you know, I'm really proud to see what happened tonight. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Many of you obviously are going to do the post-mortem. You're going to run through it again. Why? Because practice makes progress. The more you do it, the more you immerse yourself in this world, the more you lean into your AI cohorts, the more you look at the different kinds of workflows that are emerging when you can augment your skills with automation. Um, it's powerful. And that muscle memory, you need to do it. You need to practice throughout the week. You don't just open up your laptop on Wednesday. You try to make sure and test yourself. See if you can remember. See if your notes are good. You know, run through it again tomorrow morning if you have it. I see that Dave Meir is here. You know, he should be asleep. He's a future dweller. I know that Masha has already left too. These are the folks that, you know, they live in the future because they're in a different time zone. Think about that. How many times have you sat in a classroom with people in almost every continent? I mean, I don't know if any of you are from Antarctica, but that would be pretty darn cool, right? Um, I'm really proud of you. So I'll leave it there, but I just want to tell you, you know, there are a lot of people that believe in you. I know I do. That's not blowing smoke up your skirt. There are a lot of people in this world that genuinely want to see you succeed, like crazy succeed. They want to celebrate your achievement because human ingenuity, innovation, determination, grit, these are things that are inspirational. They're aspirational in nature. And, you know, it's really cool to watch from the cheap seats. I know that I've talked it over with Ross, Nick, and Alisher many times, how freaking giddy. I don't think they have a wall of fame yet, but it's soon. All of their students, they gloat, they brag, they sing your praises behind the scenes. They do happy dances when you succeed. And I think that's really cool. You know, you might not hear it, you might not see it. Josh Hellman does the same. Cash Money Kev, Mattia, Luke, you've got this band of cohorts that just The universe is sent, because you know what? The universe, if you put it out there, it'll conspire to make it happen. It's not going to give it to you on a silver platter. You are going to have to work for it. But I will guarantee you, they will conspire with you. You will have the people that you need around you. I see that Sharon has her hand up, and I think that Dave Mears, I've summoned him, which always tickles me to no end. So Sharon, go ahead, and then Dave Meir, you can say hi to the folks.
Hi, Dave. I just have a question regarding, so the hero, so if I change a JPEG for PNG, will it work or not? Does it have to be a
Yeah,
JPEG?
I just did that. It worked. Apparently, it doesn't care.
Well, for mine, it did.
Okay,
It
so then for
didn't, it
you, it
doesn't show.
cares. So just get a converter.
I will. I got
Yeah,
squished
yeah,
because,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Sometimes it works, but hey, But yeah, so really important, guys. Homework is inject all of your code into the Mongo, but first you got to get sorted your digital life. So you got to make sure that your setup should look like mine, where each folder has two things, a PNG or a JPEG and an MP4, and then you have to pass this in your JSON file. So homework is populate your website with stuff like this.
Hey, Ross, I got a question for you real quick before we go to Dave. What's the difference between an MP3 and an MP4 when it comes to this coding stuff? Because,
Well,
I've been thinking about
MP3 is
this.
traditionally audio, MP4 is traditionally video.
Aha. But can you make audio an MP4? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, you
Somebody
can,
asked
and
me
it's
that.
super weird.
Why would you do that? What circumstance?
There really is none outside of just
Very
insanity.
cool. Excellent. That's all I want to know. You know who you were that asked me this question. When it's this late in the game in terms of these classes, I'm like, I have no idea. I do not know. All right. Dave Meir, welcome to the stage. What do you have to add to the insight for this
I'm
evening?
just so easily played, haven't I? Just abuse me for staying up late, and I will appear like a genie.
We
Um,
are aiding and abetting your bad behavior. You
yeah,
should be in bed.
yeah, I should, and I think that's the point of it. You should do certain stuff, and don't. Like that's part of what innovation is. Stop waiting for permission to do shit. Like break the mold. Typically, most people that innovate, people look at them like they're crazy. I can tell you from experience, so many businesses that I've built, people look at you and say, "No, I don't know why you're doing that. And what you're not getting paid today." And I'm like, yeah, the work I'm doing today will benefit me tomorrow or in 1 month or 6 months or 12 months. And then as soon as that starts paying, everybody wants you to show them the magical way to do this. And there isn't really a magical way. There is like not conforming to everything, not feeling like Ross is going to take your hand and guide you step by step through it. If you don't have an innovative mindset that does it your way instead of just the exact way you're told, take the way that Ross is giving you, but go beyond that. Like be tenacious after this. Don't just do the bare minimum after this. When I studied web design, every day I came home and I wrote code because the laptop didn't work that well. I wrote code in a notebook, and that's not fun doing opening tags and typing it and doing a closing tag. I coded websites in notebooks and then sat down when I had a computer and actually built this stuff. But I was obsessed mentally about it. I didn't wait for somebody to tell me, Dave, you should start being more curious. You should go beyond what they've given you in the classroom. But that's what you really, really need to do. Don't wait for permission and don't apologize for staying up late or doing something crazy. We go through phases of obsession, and obsession is okay once it's combined with passion. I cannot express that enough. It is not going to be, I'm smarter than you and I will use AI and that will be it. That's why most people burn out, because they don't get that instant success. The people that are obsessed about it, I know for a fact Ross will back me up on this, that it's not magical overnight success. It's a lot of days of, you have to really love this and you have to be really kind of addicted to it. And then all of the other stuff comes along, but you have to stack the karma in your favor with a lot of hard work and diligence behind it. And like, don't follow my advice to the letter. Don't follow Ross's advice to the letter. Learn from those people. He's giving you amazing deals in that hosting. I can tell you, as somebody who runs a hosting business, they are great deals. But you're also getting like thousands of dollars in consulting advice and skipping stuff. So go break shit for the next week and then come back and use this consulting time to say, Ross, fix this, instead of having to pay somebody to fix it later on. Like, benefits, send an obsessive amount of DMs. That's what I done when I studied web design. The people who taught me, I was the only person in the class that sent email after email after email. But I got the attention from those people. They knew I wanted to do it. They gave me their time and I learned. And I came full circle. Within 5 years, some of those people were working for me, but we had great relationships with that. I mean, honestly, you can't teach tenacity. You have to be hungry for something and not just hungry for dollars, because you're probably going to starve for a while. You have to be really hungry for the passionate part of it, so you can get some small wins day to day as well. Just be addicted. Go crazy on it.
Don't do that to Ross. All the DMs.
Yes, do that to Ross.
Yes,
No.
because Ross says that, and Ross is the same as me. If you DM Ross lots of DMs, he will DM you back and see somebody who wants to do this. And again, Sharon can even say that from experience. Somebody who was obsessed and interested in something got more attention from Ross. He helped you build stuff, helped you launch stuff, because he's seen your passion instead of you just saying, Ross, hand it to me on a plate. He gave you that, but you went above and beyond that and created a full meal behind it. I think that's important, Sharon. It's like, nobody wants to give somebody something and see that they were not empowered with it. Like, that's what education is. It's empowerment for you to do something with it, instead of, oh yeah, I attended. Okay, but what did you do with that? I read a book. I dabbled with AI. The possibilities of AI are endless. Great. What are you doing? Empowerment for you to do something with it, instead
That's
of,
exactly
oh
right.
yeah, I attended.
It's interesting,
Okay, but
Dave,
what
you
did you
said
do with
something,
that? I read a book. I
don't really
dabbled with
know
AI. The possibilities
is
of
to
AI
get
are endless.
educated
Great. What
or
are you
something,
doing
unless you've
for you to do
starved.
something with
And I
it,
mean starved
instead
for
of,
answers.
oh yeah, I
Starved
attended.
for curiosity.
Okay, but what did you do with that?
Starved for
I read a book.
the
I
answer. You don't really
dabbled
know
with
what
AI.
you
The
become obsessed
possibilities
with.
of AI are endless. Great. What
You're
are you
just
doing
feeling like
for
you're
you to
withered
do
because you're
something
not
with
getting
it,
and I mean starved
instead
feel
of,
answers.
oh yeah, I attended.
Curiosity.
Okay, but what did you do with
Starved
that?
chasing.
I read a book.
And it is really
I
cool.
dabbled with AI.
For those
The
who don't know what
possibilities
it
of
is,
AI are endless.
he is
What are you
very
doing
feeling like you're withered
and
someone you definitely want to
instead
be
of,
that
oh yeah, I attended.
curiosity.
What did you do with
Starved,
that?
and that,
I read a book.
and it is really through him.
dabbled with AI.
And I
The
love
possibilities of
listening
AI
to
are
him.
endless.
He is
What are
very
you
chance
doing
to talk to people. He is such wisdom. And feel that
Oh yeah,
really
I attended.
curiosity. And that, and it is through him.
I
I love
dabbled
how
with
powerful
AI.
metaphor him. He is very chance to talk with us. And I highly recommend that. I really, I'm not sure. I think Ross is giving us the whole thing. I'm just creating we just finished recently. We're going to finish and have
Tara, really
class.
quick,
I'm not
you've
sure.
been here
I think
all the
Ross
way,
is
right?
giving us the
Do you see the difference in speed between 3 and season 6?
I have been telling them to catch ready to finish and
Tara, really
don't go.
quick, you've been here all the way,
But I
right?
think
Do you see the difference in speed between 3 and season 6?
I have been everybody will catch ready to finish.
Well, I think it's that,
you're
and
like,
I don't think like speed is like good or bad. Like it's good because we're getting speed. We got a lot done, but it's a very fast pace course. This is not really slow. And I don't think like season 8 is like season 2 or like even season 3. Season 4 was like a little fast, and we slowed down again in season 5 and did multiple projects, reiterating. And it was like each week was like something new. This is a full build, like a little fast stack development, and it moves quite quick projects. And that's why I was like inviting people up. So, and I know you've been here this whole time, Sarah. Like you have to see the difference, like how much more in
I
depth
am
coding
so
this.
enamored. It's not just that, Ross. I mean, from season 1 to see how not just our classroom has evolved, but watching you evolve, you, Nick and Alisher, the classes that you've come up with too are really pertinent and they're timely. And I think that's one of the other things too. Folks that are here to be serious. If they want to have banter and conversation, there's loads of other places that they can go. But we value your time.
Whoa, whoa,
Your
whoa. Don't make Ross too serious.
shot.
That'll be
He's not
the
that
end of
serious.
Ross coins
Do
and
you
Ross
know?
points.
No, you have no idea how that man behind the scenes, the you problem, I get it. But, and stop, that was very serious for a second, Dave. You will all become friends with all of these people and the back and forth, especially with Dave and Ross behind the scenes, Cash Money Kev. I could not be more proud of these gentlemen. Seriously, just really, really awesome. And yes, it is going faster, folks, because we did hear you, right? We're just humans. We're all volunteers here. And, the feedback that you give us behind the scenes, we do take very seriously. And I know that it's a late night for a lot of you, not just Dave, Mir, and Masha, that most of you have already put in a full day. And that full day could have been an 8-hour shift or a 12-hour shift. And, to have an additional 4 hours on top of that of things that are really testing your patience, testing your skills. You can yell at these computers. We do. You can hear frustrations in voices and tempers kind of flare. But at the same time, it's like we're all on the same page and we're sharing the same North Star. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we want to see you succeed in whatever way that way can help, aid, and abet, and be your 1-800-JUSTIFY call. Dave Mayer said something very important. Entrepreneurship is lonely. You work in solitude, and very seldom do you have, confetti thrown at you if something goes right. I can tell you in season 1, getting a code to work, no one else was around. You spent an entire week trying to get that freaking confetti to go onto your screen, and there was no one else around to celebrate except for you and your butt in the chair. And you sat to yourself and said, I did it. Entrepreneurship is like that. The people who own the business, the ones that have their name on the front of the check, the 1099s, not the W-2s. They have a different perspective, and it can be a very lonely thing when everybody else is at Christmas, partying and whatnot, and you're there in the upper office making sure you make payroll and eating ramen noodles so that other people have their
I had
paycheck.
to sit coding in a hospital while a loved one was in a room dying. Entrepreneurship is brutal. It's absolutely horrible sometimes. So when it goes well, like, celebrate it as well. And you won't have as much time to learn and be curious and make mistakes and, like, mess up when it starts going well. So, like, actually, like, enjoy the moment as well of the learning, because that kind of fades away as it becomes more essential and important. For me, paying bills and stuff like that, it gets a lot more serious a lot more quickly. And it's not like the more clients and the more money you make, the less problems you have. It all kind of expands.
True that. But you know what? We understand it. I've understand it. I've failed more times than most people have started things, and I'm an old lady, right? So we transfer our skills and we do our best to, pay it
Blasphemy.
forward.
Take that back. Take it back.
Now, I'm not going to do that. Now, John, you have your hand up, hon, and then we're going to go to Cash Money Kev and close it out.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone and what you were saying about getting to know everybody. And one question: now that I have this, I'm going to have the C panel up. Do you expect there to be any issues with the Mac, or by working with the C
It's a
panel?
Mac.
I
I'm
mean,
just going to tell you.
I mean,
No.
the thing is, it's like cPanel's in a whole different location than your Mac, so you're good.
Thank you.
John, I'll tell you, he's absolutely right, except the minute you turn it on, you have a problem with your Mac because it does not play nice in the sandbox. But you know what? You're going to be a better person for it. You're going to persevere, and you're going to have a special badge that the non-Mac users don't get. And usually that's a beer at the end of the night. Just tell you, thank you for everyone being here tonight. You know what? Collaboration is the next currency. And as you're finishing these things, as you're thinking how you're going to build these out, think forward, think about how you're going to, use the things that you're learning, not just the skills and the talents and your backpack. How are you going to put them to use? Don't be a noun, folks. You're destined to be a verb, and action is so, so vital. You have to make that movement, because if you don't, look at Leonardo da Vinci. Stagnant water putrefies. Swords, they rust. They're not useful because you have not used them. The skills that you've learned tonight, put them to use. I don't care how you do it. Maybe it's teaching somebody else. Put them to use, because every time you use them, your muscle memory grows. Every time you use them to lift somebody else up, not only are you playing a role in building your own humanity, you're building the muscles to lift yourself up by the bootstraps. You're giving yourself a gift that is multiplied. So I just wanted to say congratulations for finishing week 3. You guys did awesome. And you should be proud of yourself. And even if you're the only one celebrating with the confetti, bask in it. And just know that there are people in your pocket, family, behind these screens that are actual real people. We're not AI, at least not yet. And the fact of the matter is that we're seeing what you're doing. We see you show up. We see that the time and the dedication and the wonderful things that you build, even if you're not up here on stage, like Cyril. Cyril builds the most beautiful things, and he takes such pride in the things that he builds. And Julie Todd is another one. She builds just incredible stuff. Rutro, Sharon, we joke around a lot, but that's only because, you have to keep a sense of humor, especially when you're in the trenches. They used to call it gallows humor. If you're in the trenches during a war and a battle, you're really, truly miserable. I don't care what anybody says. You don't want to be there. And that gallows humor is the kind of stuff that pushes you to the next level. It creates a band of brotherhood, or just humanity in general. If you're not a brother, you could be a sisterhood. Same, just a shared humanity and a shared struggle and a shared win. So if you want to be a part of tomorrow morning, it's about 10 o'clock. So in about 13 hours, we will be here, same time, same place. You are always invited. If you want to watch the replay, innovatorsthinktank.com is a perfect place to go. Obviously, Tech in Schools also has all of the recording as well. You have the recording of this Twitter space as well. So hopefully you took good notes, and then you can kind of work your way through it. Imagine all of the steps that you took this evening. Think about them. Think about the mistakes that you made, and then make sure you don't do them again, because that's the weird thing about muscle memory in general, is that if you frack it up and you repeat that mistake, it takes double to undo it. I guarantee it. So, practice, and, make sure that your notes are great and that you are not just opening your laptop up once a week or a couple hours before we start class. Really push the envelope, push yourself to achieve the things that you've set out to do, because your time is so valuable, folks. What you're doing here matters. It's not just a podcast. It's not just a waste of time on a Wednesday night. It's legit, right? It's legit. You're investing and tithing this time to yourself. If you've worked your 40-hour work week, guess what? You have 128 hours left to fill it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with that time? And how are you going to be relevant and do the things that you were uniquely born to do? That is the question of the day, my friends. Without that, I just want to say thanks. Thanks to everybody who made it happen behind the scenes. Josh, obviously. Cash Money Kev, my wingman all the time. I love him to the moon and back, more than he'll ever know. Mateo, and obviously Luke for building all of this chicanery. And then, of course, Nick, Alisher, and Ross. I have adopted these 3 men. I believe in them. Their nobility of purpose is just incredible. And it's an honor to volunteer and help them in whatever they're trying to build, because it is cool, and you want to be around people who are building cool stuff. So, Cash Money Kev, wait, Sharon has her hand up. And then you can go, Cash Money Kev. I'm going to call it out.
Oh, you guys want to close? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't even paying attention. We are done. This is so great. No, I just wanted to let everybody know that Alish and I, we have a foundational course that we're starting in February. And if anyone's interested, please let me know. You're going to learn a lot of foundational things. And this is something that's definitely going to help you. So if anybody wants any information, just let me know.
Highly recommend. They've had a lot of practice teaching together. They're pretty awesome, just so you know. Cash Money Kev, take us out, my friends.
I just wanted to double check real quick because I saw Ross's mic come unmuted a sec. Ross, did you have one
Yeah, you
last
should
thing to
ask him
say?
first too.
Well, I did my mistake, but I will say it's really fast the way we're moving, guys. This app, we still have a lot to build. So it's really important that you kind of reflect and come tomorrow, even if you finish, because it's not about like doing it again. It's about reviewing it again and having that information solidify. And so it becomes like a memory. And I think, whether you see it now or you'll see it after at the end of the season, or because you've been to seasons other than this one, I really have never seen anything like this. And I think it's so cool what we're doing, honestly. I remember when I was learning how to code, I would watch YouTube videos, and then the guy was like, "Oh, you got to go to my Patreon to buy code." And so you never got like what he did. Or then someone would give you code and then not give you like a video, like on GitHub. Or like you try to follow along with nothing just by a video, and it doesn't always work out the way it looks like in the video. And I think this is totally different. And it's like flipping whatever normal learning right on its head using the internet, because we're giving you like a whole entire playground to play in. We're giving you the code that makes it work. We're explaining why that code works. And we're doing it live. And I would have given anything to learn in this fashion. So I'm super excited to be sort of stewarding this new way of learning. And for the world, it's kind of new, and for Twitter, it's new. But for us, it's what we do just in a classroom. This is our biggest classroom ever. And we're super excited for you guys to be a part of it. And it's only gonna get cooler. So definitely stay tuned for the seasons to come.
I love you, Ross. You can hear it in your face too. You can hear the smile. And I know that people don't really realize that. He is absolute giddy. He is a caffeinated squirrel. And when he says that, you can almost imagine him clapping his hands like a baby seal, because he is that giddy about what he is building. And when we're that giddy about what he's that building, he just kind of, it's like a self loop here, and it's awesome. Ross, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. And I think history is going to treat you kindly, my friends, all three of you, very, very kindly. I apologize for missing out on Ross, Cash Money Kev. I was very not appropriate or courteous. So thank you for filling in. Now you can take us out.
Don't you be sorry, Sarah. It's all good. You were busy, and it was quick. Ross is a squirrel. He's a caffeinated squirrel. He's quick with it. Guys, I love all of you. Great closing notes, especially from Dave Meir. Thanks for dropping by, brother. And I think if you guys missed it, go back and listen to what Dave said. If that's not a hype talk for ideas to impact, I don't know what is, because that got me pumped up. And it's 9 o'clock at night, and I know it's later for him. And I bet he's pacing around with a smile on and having a great time. I think you guys covered most of the closing notes. I just have a couple last ones. Tomorrow the recap is at 11 a.m. Eastern time, guys. Just putting that out there one more time. Be sure to check out AI Builders on Friday too, with Sharon and Alisher. They do great work over there. And be sure to keep an eye out for ITT number 80. It's coming. It's going to be awesome. I can't believe we're on 80 weeks. We met Dave back in week 2 or 3, if I remember correctly. And then we met Tech in Schools back in week 5. So this is pretty cool that we still have people coming around all these weeks later, months, years later, and still being our pocket family. It's truly priceless. The mission we're doing, working on here with Tech in Schools, and Sarah and everybody here. And I just want to thank all the students for sticking it out through the class and making sure they're all caught up. And everybody paid real good attention today. everybody was in the StreamYard, getting work done after work too, like Sarah said, putting in the